We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, 6 dangerous armed robberies at gas stations across Pierce County. And deputies say a 3-year-old child was kidnapped at one point after a thief stole a car with her sleeping in the back seat. Thanks for joining us for the news at 11. I'm David Rose.
Now, Brian Jackson, that child was reunited with her mother just a short time later. Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman sat down with that mother tonight. She's asking other parents to never leave their child in the car, not even for a second.
Eating the most delicious, say it, bugs. And what did they say? Yum, yum. Can you say yum, yum?
JC and her 3-year-old Isabella are now slowly returning to their everyday lives after a traumatic stop at a gas station.
I remember all the thoughts that I had that moment. I was like, I don't even know how I ran that fast.
JC was leaving her parents' home in Midland on Saturday when she pulled into this Chevron off Portland Avenue to get Isabella's snacks.
I left my daughter in there and I locked it, and then it didn't lock, obviously. So I went inside and went up, and I had a feeling like something's about to happen.
Call it a mother's instinct. She was right.
Saturday night was extremely busy for us.
Pierce County Sheriff deputies were investigating a homicide when they got a 911 call about an armed robbery at the 76 on 72nd and Canyon Road. 10 minutes later, deputies get a call about an armed robbery at the Chevron.
I'm literally like standing next to the cash register guy, and I turn and I see on the window somebody's getting into my car, and I just turn around and I ran through those 3 guys that were already with guns in their hands.
Her SUV never locked. Isabella was asleep in the back seat.
My daughter is in there. My daughter is in there.
JC says one of the thieves in the getaway car jumps in her driver's seat, but in trying to speed away, reverses into a concrete barrier at the pump hard.
Oh my God, he literally killed my daughter. Like, oh my God, like something happened, or he's dead.
Moments later, the thief reportedly speeds off with the 3-year-old, not before JC tries to get her out.
My mission is to just get my daughter, and I will do whatever it takes to get her.
She's tossed to the ground, bangs her head against the pavement. Despite the concussion, scrapes and bruises, the mother springs up and runs after her daughter. Deputies say thieves ditched her car a minute later near her parents' home.
God gave me the power to save my daughter, because she was, the whole entire time she was asleep. She never woke up.
3 minutes later, deputies say another armed robbery was reported down the road, this time at this gas station, where employees I spoke with say they overheard those young thieves arguing about which hats to steal, ultimately only making off with a little over $100 and tobacco products.
2 more robberies were reported in Spanaway and Edgewood, 5 in total, all within 24 hours. A 6th one reported in Lakewood. Police sharing these images of the alleged thief, described as young, about 5'8" to 5'10", armed and dangerous, possibly driving a stolen dark blue Kia sedan or a white Kia Soul.
We're going to try to hold these criminals accountable if they are juveniles. In the majority of the cases, what I'll tell them is, you're doing crimes like this, armed robbery, you're not getting juvenile sentences on these. That's going to ruin the rest of their lives as well, if they don't end up dead or seriously injured.
Nothing. They just took nothing. It was just another adventure for them, I guess.
Alejandra Guzman, Fox 13 News.